Welcome to Spotlight on Salem. I am your jovial host, Mike Kemper. Yes, I am wearing a gold sequin jacket and sunglasses. Some of you are probably saying, "What's going on, Kemper? Have you gone all Hollywood on us?" Well, in a manner of speaking, yes, I have. Because tonight, we're going to be talking movies, specifically Splendid Funerals. My guest tonight in the studio is award-winning filmmaker Adam Lansky, who is also a director, editor, actor, audio engineer, producer, and all-around generally great guy. Joining us tonight also is the leading lady, star of Splendid Funerals, very lovely and talented woman in her own right, Vikkye Fetters-Delfino. Welcome, everyone, to Spotlight on Salem.
So excited to be here.
So glad to have you guys here. I see you were taken aback by that intro.
I don't know how I can live up to that.
It was a really good intro.
Thanks.
No, I'm a big fan of what you do. I really admire what you're doing. And so when this all came together, I was super excited to have both of you on the show. We've never done movies on the show, so I'm very excited. This will be the first movie episode of Spotlight on Salem.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Exciting.
So let's get right to the important thing first. We have the premiere coming up June 22nd. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Okay. June 22nd, 2019 at F. Fitzgerald's. It's going to be the world premiere of Splendid Funerals LLC. And this is a short film that I wrote and directed, as you mentioned, starring Vikkye as Samantha Petty. How would you describe Samantha Petty?
The way I've been telling her to people is if James Bond and Meryl Streep from The Devil Wears Prada had a baby and that baby ran funerals, that would be Samantha Petty.
So
she's dangerous and nasty. Is that what you're kind of getting at?
Yeah, she's a nasty woman for
but
sure.
But has sophistication and style.
Earnest tackiness.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Mind if I borrow that?
Please.
That's good.
By all means.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah, and so Samantha Petty, running this funeral planning business, is facing some financial trouble with her and her partner, and her partner's fiance suddenly, unexpectedly dies with no explanation. And so the film sets out as they have to plan this funeral for this guy, and it becomes complicated when they start finding out that he owed money to a lot of people, and these people come to the funeral trying to get their money back.
Okay. I like the premise so far. And how did you come about getting F. Fitzgerald to host the event?
That was my fault. It's a home base of sorts that I frequent probably more than I should. And I live a whole life there and have a whole family there. And was talking about this movie that I'm in with my new friend Adam, and wouldn't it be fun if we did like a family and friends showing? They have a little small theater upstairs that they sometimes use for events. And before I knew it, we were having our full premiere right there, which I think I'm mostly excited for because that's where all my friends are.
It's a great venue.
It's an amazing place.
Anyone who's never been to F. Fitzgerald's, I highly recommend they check it out. And there'll be libations.
Oh,
clearly.
Aplenty.
It is a bar.
It is a bar. Yes.
It's a pub. They've got beer and cider and things like that.
It's a pub.
It's a pub.
It has alcohol. I think that's all we need to know. So before we get into Splendid Funerals, let's back up a bit because this is your follow-up to the Blackfinger film. So you're relatively new to the Salem scene, and you came in, and already you're making a name for yourself as a recent arrival. And how did you jump into doing Blackfinger?
How did I jump into doing Blackfinger? Well, can you give me a more specific train?
Well,
here to
because
ride?
you are in that film, you're the writer, director, actor. you put everything together. How did that all come up? And how were you able to get everybody to be in on the film, since you hadn't done something of that scale before? That's really quite an achievement to get
Thanks.
everybody on board, and then doing all the final edits and putting it all together.
Yeah, so I had bought this banana costume for Halloween back in 2015. I'm not joking. I don't know what's funny about
that's
that.
why I'm
Because the
laughing.
costume's just funny, that's why.
So
Especially when we've seen you in it.
so I bought this banana costume, which I had actually always wanted, and that was just the time. And then after that Halloween, it sat in the closet for some years. So fast forward to the summer of 2018, I was teaching at a technical summer camp at Stanford, and there was going to be this time period in between when I was out of work for the school and then coming into the regular concert season doing my audio engineering business,
Right.
which is mostly like orchestra concerts, piano concerts, stuff like that, which coincides with the school year. So I figured, well, I've got like a month or two where I could just get a job and earn money and pay bills, or I could forego that
And my sanity.
Or I could not.
yeah, and I could do something with that banana costume, damn it. And so when I was finishing up at school, the daydream just kind of happened to me. It was like, all right, secret agent banana time. And
Dibs on band name.
and the more people I told this idea of like, hey, I'm going to rewrite a James Bond film, and instead of James Bond, I'm going to be a banana. Everybody laughed at it. And then my teaching assistant he was so enamored with it. He did trap music, and his name's Armin Krakirian. He ended up doing the theme song. And so in class, he did a remix of the James Bond theme song as electronic music. And when that happened, it was like, well,
Well, we
Now
got
it's
to now.
done.
now we got to make a movie
Right.
to back up this song.
Right.
Yeah, and so during my off time from when I wasn't teaching, I printed out 145 pages of the original script, eviscerated it down to like the 40 pages that really matter of a James Bond movie, because the rest is him running around swooning people.
Yes.
Slapping women on the tuchus, yeah.
Yeah, that. And then I knew Chris Pelka was going to be Blackfinger. There was
He
some
did a
other people.
remarkable job as
Was
Blackfinger.
excellently cast for that
Yeah.
role.
I built it around him knowing who he is and what he does and what genius that guy has. And then it just happened, man. I just reached out to everyone in the community who I had worked with, and it was mostly musicians,
Right.
incidentally. And people believed in the idea. They believed in what I was doing. And in August, we started shooting.
It's such a fun movie, and one of the things I really like about the movie is you're always dressed in the banana costume, but nobody treats you as if you're a man in a banana costume. Like, I mean, they call you Mr. Banana or the Banana Man, but nobody at any point is like, what the hell is this? And so I think it just lends to the whole theme of the movie. And I just found that funny throughout the whole movie. Like, nobody's
going to ask about the banana
yeah,
costume?
not
Nobody?
one person
No.
is
Yeah.
like, what is with the banana costume?
No, well, thanks. Yeah, and that's, I think to make a film really engaging, you've got to have a contained reality that everyone in the reality can't see outside of that bubble, you know? It's kind of like that in day-to-day life, really. And so, yeah, Mr. Banana is kind of a conglomeration of a number of arts that I am inspired by, including some video games, including some movies, and just absurdism in general. Mr. Banana is a truly absurd character. And-
Yes, I would concur.
Yeah, it was like, it was therapeutic to get to do that.
Well, it's an enjoyable film. If anybody watching has not seen it, there are copies available here at Capital Community TV. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, I would strongly encourage everyone to see the film. I think it's a laugh riot.
Oh,
And I was at the premiere. Everybody in the audience was laughing. Everybody was having a good time. And I'm just sorry I won't be at the June 22nd. I'm out of town that weekend because I had so much fun at the first one. So I think the second one's going to be really fun. F. Fitzgerald's a fun place, so
Yeah.
it should be a great premiere. So get your tickets now. I don't think we can mention the price, but tickets are available at Eventbrite. Is that?
Yeah, that's right. Eventbrite.com, and search Splendid Funerals Premiere. You could find them there.
Okay. Well, should we take a look at the trailer right now? Give
Yes.
everybody an idea of what that's going to be like.
Mike, I'd like to show everybody the trailer now.
Yes, please.
That's a great idea. Let's show the trailer. All right.
So glad Adam came up with that idea.
Yeah. Okay.
Just because somebody died doesn't mean everything has to suck balls from now on. It'll probably get better. I promise.
I don't need them to die for me, Mom. I just need them to die.
And he was supposed to come home to tell me.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's tragic.
What are you doing? Somebody could walk in the door at any minute.
You mean anyone like me? I need you to perform a funeral service for me.
I can't do February 29th. The mayor's pet duck died.
Sweetheart, you're living the story of a brilliant entrepreneur, and this is just a slow time for business.
One of my patients died.
That's a death notice or what?
It's an invitation to his funeral. He did have a substantial unpaid balance.
Il n'avait pas d'argent pour acheter son déjeuner.
Ça va pas, c'est n'importe quoi, hein?
Ben quoi, c'est les affaires.
You think you can just die like that without paying me back? We had a deal. One way or another, you will pay. James knew how to have a good time, but he owes me money, like everyone else.
I know, that's so sad! Oh my God, I'm just so sad!
This is a funeral!
After all, the root word of funeral is fun.
What's true? Wanna find out what's me without you. Watch out, I'm the one that's coming. It's true, and I know you know.
And
Okay.
Wow, the trailer is very entertaining. It pulled me in right away, and it was very taken by your scenes, Vikkye. I can't wait to see you as the lead.
Oh, man.
I'm already thinking you're a bit of a nut in this movie.
Yeah, it was a hoot and a half. It's my first movie I've ever been in, ever. I was
remarkable.
a theater nerd in high school.
Okay, I knew there had to be a tie-in somewhere.
So it's not my first time acting ever, but it's definitely my first time in a movie ever.
Okay, yeah, the commercial is priceless.
Oh my God, that was my favorite part.
The root word of funeral.
It was fun. I told Adam the day we shot that, I was like, honey, this out of all the scenes is the one I am ready for. I've been doing fake commercials since the day I was born. I'm ready. And it's great. It's exactly what it's supposed to be. And it's amazing.
It's incredible. So how did you get involved in this project,
I'm so
Vikkye?
glad I get to tell this story. I never get to tell this story. I met Adam at a birthday party for a mutual friend of ours. He and I had
a pajama party.
It was a pajama party, and he rolled in a Beatles Sgt. Pepper and the Lonely Hearts Club Band like marching outfit. It was pink, I want to say. Sounds about right.
Yes. Continue.
And
that sounds very Adam.
I have never met this man before in my life. I am playing bartender at a friend's house. He strolls up. I ask him if I can make him a drink. He tells me it's great. I'm like, man, I should do this full time. He goes, you're not a bartender? I'm like, no. Here's what I do for a living. And he didn't believe me. He looked me up on Facebook, found out that I was telling the truth about my day job, and thought I was such a great actress, and he wanted me to be in the movie. I think that's pretty much it. And then we met and chatted it out and talked about the idea he had, and I thought it was great, and kind of went from there.
Great. Yeah. So what's your favorite part about playing Samantha Petty?
Oh, I like playing someone who doesn't understand that they're funny, if that makes any sense. Like, the entire film is Samantha being ridiculous and being unaware that she's being ridiculous.
Okay.
And I think that it's fun to get to play that kind of earnestness and that kind of confidence, because sometimes it's hard to have that in real life. And it's good to have the conviction of someone who knows what they want and they're going to get it, and it doesn't matter if you think it's good or not, you know?
Great.
Yeah.
So anything else you want to tell us about the film? I don't want to give away everything before the premiere. How did the shoot go? Was it pretty intense?
Can I tell the funeral story? So there was a cemetery that we had shot at for the commercial. We were planning on shooting one of the final scenes at that same cemetery. Unfortunately, the day of shooting, there's an actual funeral at the actual cemetery that we're actually shooting at. And so we found a beautiful location. It ended up being better anyway, but that made me
On the
laugh.
day of the shoot?
On the day of the shoot.
And
There's
so everybody...
a funeral at an actual cemetery. We had to scramble and find a second location and get everybody there, and it ended up working out. And everybody found us, and the weather was great.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful location, but it just, I was laughing all day about the fact that we were shooting our fake funeral and we had to move locations.
Wow, it was a good thing you found out before you had set up and started.
I mean, true.
Yeah.
Very good point.
Yeah.
So
terribly sorry.
Oh my God.
Would you like an acting credit?
Would you like to be extras? Here's a weeping inflatable on Tube Man costume.
Yeah, well, we had to make it happen.
Yeah, and it did. Gosh dang it.
Yeah, it was perfect. It couldn't have happened any other way.
Yeah.
So how did you come up with the idea of Splendid Funerals to begin with? Which,
Sure.
first of all, I love the title because that's not an adjective one often hears in conjunction with funeral.
Yeah.
It was a splendid affair.
Exactly.
Had a great time.
Well, that's...
Well, at least for most of us.
The name tells what it's doing because it is that, like, it's... The whole film is a euphemism for exploiting tragedy, really. And that's really just kind of the vehicle. And so Splendid Funerals, it was originally called Best Funeral Ever. But
That's true.
But I found out, just a little searching online, someone's already done that.
Oh.
And so I figured, well, the name of Samantha Petty's business would be great. So Splendid Funerals LLC is the film. And it came to me as an idea that I'd heard someone on the radio. Someone on the radio was joking about terrible ideas for reality TV shows.
Oh.
And that was one of them that someone on this AM radio, like morning radio talk show, had blurted out as just a stupid idea. And I'm driving and didn't get in an accident, but I was...
Almost.
Yeah, but it was like, what a wild idea. This could be so funny. And so my creative process on this one was like, I feel like in our day-to-day lives, we kind of live in a cave or a cage or a cell or whatever you want to call it. My point is there's this concept of responsibility and what we're supposed to be as adults and how we're supposed to live and what is the right way to be an American and all this stuff. And so every once in a while, a little idea like that comes to me, and that's a crack in the wall of this dark cave that has been prescribed to us, but we dwell in, and we go along with that program. Yeah, it's easy to go with the program.
Right.
Right? You get
with the program.
Yeah. Yeah, the tall nail gets the hammer. So anyways, that little crack in the wall comes, and so I scrape at it over the course of a couple months, and I'm daydreaming about it, and what could this look like? And I start thinking about scenes, and for me, any kind of narrative, be it a book or a movie or a play, is really a series of events that are all kind of strung along. And so for me, there were a couple of ideas that came along with that. What would the Best Funeral Ever movie have happen? And, well, there's going to be a guy selling hot dogs at the funeral.
Well, of course.
This is necessary. The
invitations have glitter in them.
And the pastor is having an affair with Samantha. It's like all of these relationships just kind of start forming and building. And then eventually, I got to this point, though, where I knew who I wanted to cast for certain roles. And some of these people were out-of-town people. And they all said yes. And everything was kind of on a hold until I met you.
No way.
Actually, yeah, I didn't tell you this?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so, I mean,
So important.
Well, Vikkye, you're the keystone of this operation.
I mean, I've heard that many times before, but continue on telling me how amazing I am, please.
Yeah, so somewhere in the early December of last year, everything's kind of on hold, and I'm like, I'm not going to write anything serious until I know who this chick is. Who is playing this lead role? And then that's when I met you at the bar. and it was like, if Vikkye doesn't do it, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Oh, good, because that pressure was not at all apparent from you when I first met you. So that's cool. Good, playing it cool there, bud.
Yeah, and then when you said yes, it was like, all right, I'm writing. And so then over the course of this week in December, the very end of December, before the new year turned, I just took every single day to hammer out the script. And then, what did you ask me originally?
How did this all come about? You know, the...
Okay, yes. So I am on target. Great.
Yeah.
So that happened, and I really wanted to take the opportunity, though, to not just make something entertaining. I think some of the best art that mankind creates has layers to it. And based on our depth of experience as individuals, we can reach in further or more shallow. And so on the very surface of this film, at minimum, you've got like catty, entertaining people, none of whom you want to be, but
they're
are
entertaining to
certainly
watch.
enamored with.
Right.
Oh, surely.
You definitely know someone like these people. You just don't want to be them.
And that was the whole idea, is these are people in our day-to-day lives who we know and are mystified by, I mean, it's like it's a combination of intellect and irrationality is really what this is behind this film. And I wanted to say something about how we treat each other ultimately. So the movie goes into concepts, if you're open to it, of self-centeredness, of manipulation, of greed. There's also questions about what true friendship is. And so I feel like everyone in the cast got that and did a wonderful job of portraying it in a way that's hard to take our eyes off. So I'm very proud of everybody who was involved and how they pulled it out. I mean, we had a blast.
It sounds like it. So why don't we take a look at a clip from the movie, exclusive to Spotlight on Salem, ahead of the premiere. So you want to set us up and tell us what we're going to see here?
Don't rush now. Don't be too eager about it.
Are we going to see the opening scene?
Okay, yeah, guys. We're going to take a look at scene 1. This is the opening scene of the film, and this is where Samantha Petty is on the phone with her mom, talking about how things aren't going so great.
Yeah.
And then she gets the news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sets up the whole premise for the movie.
Yes, yeah, and so there's that little snowflake going down the mountain.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, well, let's take a look at the clip.
Yeah.
See? How you feeling? It's going pretty good?
I'm sorry everyone is so busy living their lives, sweetheart. It's rare to find anyone who is willing to die for you.
I don't need them to die for me, Mom. I just need them to die.
Okay, I can always kill Uncle Henry. I'm pretty sure his policy has a good chunk for the funeral cost.
I am desperate, but I like Uncle Henry. He's always been nice to me.
Yeah, to you. Desperate times, desperate measures. Samantha, dear, I'm only joking. Sweetheart, you're living the story of a brilliant entrepreneur, and this is just a slow time for business. Think about what an accomplishment that is for a single woman in this country, in this economy. Why don't you take this time to rest your mind and recharge? Take a bath.
I don't want rest. I want money.
What's that, dear?
Oh, I've got another call. It's from my business partner. I gotta take it.
Okay. I love you, honey. Feel better.
Thanks, Mom. So I confirmed with the videographer for tomorrow morning. I think I should just handle it, okay? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Of course you should be involved. I'm being so selfish. I'm sorry. Ian, what's wrong? I don't understand. I need you to... What do you mean it's James? Did something happen? Shh! He's supposed to drive me to the shoot later. Ian, is James okay?
No, I can't believe it. He's
Ian, darling, I'm so sorry for your loss.
Okay. Wow. That scene was so amazing. It turned Adam upside down. No, it's a great opening intro. I love the scene, Vikkye. And what was running through your mind as you shot that scene?
Oh man, it was a unique experience for me, and specific to my own personal experience, which is what I think a lot of actors do, right? They bring their own personal life and their experience to the roles that they're playing and what they can tap into. And I really felt kind of liberated by the freedom that Samantha has, that there's a moment in the scene you guys just watched where she's talking to her mom and she just flat out says, I just want money.
Yeah.
And you really don't get to see women act that way in film very often. It's usually a really driven fella who's gonna make his way to the top. Every once in a while in a rom-com, you get to see like a woman who's too stressed out with all of the work she's doing and she needs to live her life more, but you don't really get to see a woman who's just about success for herself because that's what she wants. And that's the only reason. She's not looking to find a husband through this. She's not trying to make her get a makeover, or, you know what I mean?
It quickly becomes apparent that Sam's all about the money.
Yeah, and her, which is...
and her, which seems to be intertwined.
Oh yeah, they're very much together on that one. So it was fun to get to play her and then kind of let her educate me on ways that I can nicely taper that into being a more confident person in the real world. You know what I mean? Be able to say, actually, I want
these elements of your personality.
Exactly.
These will set us.
You can set those back.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you have anything you'd like to add at this point, Adam, before you lose
consciousness?
Consciousness.
Well, we should talk about the actual premiere itself.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Doing some yoga
oh my
here.
God.
Yeah, the premiere is it's not a black tie event, it's a funeral attire event.
Yeah, we're trying to get a condolences, sorry for your loss kind of vibe.
Yes.
We very much want it to be a moment, and so we're encouraging attendees to come in funeral garb as they best interpret it.
Yes. Are they free to cry on command?
Oh,
whenever?
please, absolutely. Are we gonna have our merch tissues there?
Oh man, I used them all.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Because the scene was so beautiful, it made you just weep with joy.
Go ahead and make yourself comfortable, Adam.
Yeah, please, just by all means.
So we drank all the wine too.
What jerks, man.
Yeah.
You get the lead in a movie, you don't even get to drink all of the wine in it. That's showbiz, I'll tell you. But yeah,
Now,
for
will there be
example,
ushers escorting you to the seats? I can actually.
I don't know that there's going to be that so much. I know when I'm looking for what I'm going to wear to the funeral, I talked to a friend of mine that owns Blast Off Vintage
Oh.
here in Salem, Katie. She's
Yes.
a wonderful person, and
Great story in itself.
she's my person that I go to when I need something.
Can't go wrong there.
Extremely unique, right?
Cannot
and
go wrong
so
there.
I messaged her and told her that I needed a dress for this premiere, and she asked me what kind of a vibe I was looking for, and I told her, think, oh no, my rich old sixth husband has died, kind of a vibe. And so that's the vibe I'm going
That's the
for.
vibe you're going for. I think that would be perfect for Sam to be.
What happened to the other 5?
I don't think you want to know what happened to them.
Don't know how to break it
There was
to
an
you.
untimely demise along the way.
We're really sorry about
Yeah.
it. Oh, bummer.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be a good time, and I'm gonna be there, and you're gonna be there,
Yes.
and other folks should also be there.
Yeah. There's only 27 seats available in this theater.
Mhm.
So
Very intimate. But we're doing multiple showings. What is it? Four different showings that night?
Yes, do you have the time?
yeah, we've got a 4:30, a 6, a 7:30, and then a 10 p.m. Le Grand Finale.
Jazz hands.
That
And then we'll all
should-
come out from behind the screen with jazz hands, and that'll be the end of the film.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, so there's a time slot for everyone. That's on Saturday, June 22nd at F Stop Fitzgerald's. I wish I
you,
could be
F-Stop.
there, and I look forward to seeing it. I'm sure it'll be displayed at other times.
Oh, yeah.
And will it be on DVD then, or available streaming at some point in the future?
I don't know.
Awesome. Great. Cool. Cool.
Maybe.
Should we have an answer prepared for that?
I don't know. Well, we'll definitely do other events and show it. I'm sure that will happen in the future.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah, I think you should. I really love what you're doing. Your movies are fun.
They are.
Salem has needed this element of the entertainment sector. We've got music covered. We've got several theater companies here in town. We got Capital City Comedy. But you have found your own unique blend of making films. I really admire what you're doing. Love the script writing.
Me too.
Yeah. No, I love your
man.
movie, and I cannot wait to see it. So I wish you great success with the premiere of Splendid Funerals LLC. So
Awesome. Thank you.
thank you both for being here tonight. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks. I'll tell you when DVDs and other showings are available.
Wow, see? I knew you'd get there eventually.
Ask.
And you
You
shall
shall
receive.
receive. All right. Well, that concludes tonight's episode of Spotlight on Salem. I want to thank Adam and Vikkye once again for being here to make this show possible. And we'll be back again with another episode later this summer. Good night.